October 16th, 1966.
Spooky season.
Two boys, Martin Mouse Munov and James Jimmy Yacantis, in New Jersey, were walking on 4th Street when they saw a surreal figure standing near a fence. As they walked closer, the figure was a tall, bald man wearing a metallic green suit who was staring right at them with a huge grin, lacking ears or a nose.
You know, if he was wearing a metallic green mask, he'd be Jim Carrey's The Mask.
Yes, he would.
Move
The
on.
idiosyncratic man chased them until they got away from him. UFO sightings had also been reported in the area moments before. I have a quote.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy nudged me and said, "Who's that guy standing behind you?" I looked around, and there he was, behind that fence, just standing there. He pivoted around and looked right at us. Then he grinned a big old grin. We're talking about Indrid Cold. Welcome to My Neighbor Mothman. Then the music plays.
Yep.
Hey, editor, be sure to actually do that this time.
Did we miss it the last time?
What?
Did we not put music in the last episode?
I don't think so.
Oh, beans.
I think I goofed.
Man, it's all right. It was a rough time.
It was a bad time.
It was a rough time for the boys.
So welcome to My Neighbor Mothman.
So we're gonna put in those. We're gonna put that first chunk in, right? At the end of the episode.
At the end, absolutely. Where it's just coming through your mic. Yeah. And I fumble words constantly.
Yeah. My Neighbor Mothman, but you're listening from the other room.
Yeah.
That's what it'll be.
The person in the room next to you is listening to My Neighbor Mothman.
The person in the room next to you is real obsessed with aliens, I think. The person in the room next to you is Tom DeLonge.
So I'm Levi.
I'm Zachary.
This is My Neighbor Mothman, where we talk about all sorts of nonsense and weird stuff.
Yep, what we don't talk about. Number 1, top of the list.
Yeah.
Malaysian Flight 370.
Oh, no. Spike the lens.
Not here.
It's on our airline disaster podcast.
Man, if we keep going, we'll probably have one.
So little inside baseball. My goal here is to find other people that want to do weird podcasts like this.
Well, like, all right, so all right, yeah, they're upset about the Malaysian flight thing in chat.
Oh, yeah.
Colin and were like, or at least Marcus and Colin and Joey were like, oh, like I want to do an episode. I was like, are you guys gonna come to Gainesville, Georgia? Oh no, I've doxed us.
No, they already know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I do reference it a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, maybe, but yes, no, I would love that.
And like, because I want to like, that's what I want to do with this, was expand it as a like podcast network.
I mean, that makes sense. Colin's in chat asking if we want to do a podcast about Zach Baggins, who is the host of Ghost Adventures.
Yeah.
Because Colin's real horny for Zach Baggins.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how that fits other than the fact that he did Ghost Adventures. But I mean, hey, I'm gonna start with like the actual information now. All right. So the grinning man, or what is the other thing they called him? The smiling man. Yeah. Is Indrid Cold is reported to be human-like in appearance, though it is commonly associated with UFO activity, and is sometimes believed to be an alien.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You say he has no ears and no nose?
Yes. Bald head.
Bald head, no ears, no nose. Did you ever watch Kyle XY?
The guy without the belly button, right?
Yep.
That's all
it.
I knew.
That's all I've got.
Yeah.
Move on.
I saw
past
the
it.
ad. No belly button. Crazy.
I watched the first episode, got to the point where he's in the bathtub and doesn't have a belly button. I was like, this is not the show for me.
The first sighting was described as being over 6 feet tall and wearing a reflective green suit with a black belt. He had a dark complexion, small beady eyes set far apart. He had wings that he could fly with. And yeah, no nose, ears, or hair on his head.
Well, that's what bald is.
In his second known encounter, his suit was said to be blue instead of green. That can be chalked up to someone being colorblind.
I'm gonna say, just sounds like someone's colorblind.
But still retained its reflective property. Along with that, he was described as looking. I got a notification. He was described as looking perfectly natural with slicked back hair, a coat with the top 2 buttons unbuttoned, and having pants that were lighter in shade than the coat, but still the same material, which still is colorblind
Yeah.
to shades, guys.
I'm a little confused on the metallic clothing
Yeah.
because what does that mean? It's just and reflective.
So you remember In Sync.
I mean, as a concept, yes.
So in your brain, think about like the music videos or the album covers where they're wearing like the shiny tracksuits.
Okay, that makes sense. I don't know if I'd call those reflective though.
It says metallic.
I think you also said reflective. Now,
It's the 60s. Nobody knows what things are.
I was gonna say, well, the question is it meaning like it reflects light or like it's like you can see yourself in that suit?
Yeah, it's not. It's not mirrored.
Okay.
Surely.
Man, I'm an idiot.
According to reports made by Woodrow Derenberger, who's the second person to see this Indrid cold, came from a planet named Lanulos in the Geminides galaxy.
Isn't that the girl that runs the Last Run Save Twitter account?
Yes, it is. They did very well in League.
They did. Round of 16,
and
right?
that there are 2 other grinning men by the names of Demo Hassan and Carl Ardo.
Those sounds like lost characters.
There's an interview I don't have saved on here, but there is an interview with the man who saw the second Indrid Cold appearance that is on the internet, and I'll send to you so you can post it to social.
I will put it on Twitter.
Wait,
is it like a video interview?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's like black and white TV show, talk show kind of thing.
That's nice.
Like late night news or something like that. So on November 2nd, 1966, in Parksburg, West Virginia.
Okay. That's where the coal is.
Woodrow Derenberger was driving his way home on Interstate 77 until he heard a crash. Then an unidentifiable vehicle appeared to land in front of his truck. He described it as an old-fashioned kerosene lamp chimney flaring at both ends, narrowing down to a small neck.
All right, now I could take the steam out of this real quick because this sounds somewhat familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Did it leave behind a piece of metal at his car?
I'm not seeing any information on that.
Oh, I could be thinking of something else, but I want to say it was in this vein of somewhere like out in the mountains in like the 70s or something like that. Some dude saw a UFO in the middle of the road. Yeah, and he after it flew off, he found a piece of metal, and like men in black showed up at his house and were like, "Hey, you're giving us that back, or we will torture and kill your wife and children." I could be thinking of something else.
I don't know. That's not in my little ancillary like minuscule research here, but like yeah.
But still, either way,
yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. Yeah, it had a big like bulge in the center too, where like this is a terrible description of a vehicle because it's from a man in the 60s. Mm-hmm. The grinning man came out of the vehicle with a dark tan and walked up to Derenberger.
And, dark tan?
Mm-hmm, he's tan. Tan man.
That's just David Hasselhoff, my guy.
And telepathically said his name was Indrid Cold, and he met Derenberger no harm. Cold said he wanted to know more about the human race, and he would visit Derenberger again. After the encounter, he stated that Cold revealed he was from the planet and galaxy that I read just a moment ago. Mm-hmm. During the same period in Point Pleasant, West Virginia...
Yes.
The Lilly family had been reporting that poltergeist activity in their home. such as diamond-shaped lights. The Lily's daughter, Linda, was sleeping one night and awoke to see a man standing over her. This is a quote here. It was a big man, very broad. I couldn't see his face very well. I could see that he was grinning at me. He walked around the bed, stood right over me. I screamed and hid under the covers. When I looked again, he was gone.
First of all,
Yeah.
terrifying.
Absolutely, right?
Hate it.
Cold
Hate it.
chill down the spine.
Hate every part of it. Number 2, what a cool last name. Burger.
Yeah.
That's all I got. You said his name, and I was like,
Darren
man,
Burger.
I'd love to have a last name Burger. No, I wouldn't. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like
The
it's
kids would have been way meaner.
I don't know, dude. My last name sounds like Flounder. Everyone was pretty quick on that one.
Yeah, my last name is related to someone who at one point was very popular in this area and is currently not very popular in this area.
You're talking about
Old Daniel Carver.
I was thinking of the president, George Washington,
Carver.
Carver.
That's not the president.
What was he?
That was the guy who did all the stuff with the peanuts.
Ah. Who was the president from around here?
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter. Same thing, man. They're both old white dudes.
Nope. George Washington Carver was a black man.
Was he really?
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the education system told me he was a white man.
I wouldn't be surprised. We're in Georgia.
Would you look at that?
You learned something on this podcast.
Yep, this is an educational podcast, apparently.
In the educational category.
For me.
I do have a supposed image also of Indrid Gold.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, I think I've seen this. I mean, let's be honest. He just looks like a Beastie Boy.
He does.
I mean, he looks like
in the Sabotage music
I was gonna
video.
say, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just looks like he's an extra in the Sabotage video. I'll send that to me. I'll tweet it out tomorrow.
It is commonly believed that Indrid may have been an alien entity and is supported by a close connection with UFO activity and with Darren Berger's sighting. It's also said by Darren Berger that the Grinning Man is in fact a species of aliens with multiple Grinning Men. Although this is unlikely unless the aliens are shapeshifters, because the probability of another race to follow the exact same evolutionary path as us is minuscule.
I mean, look, if I'm going to believe in aliens, which I do, I'm 100% believing they're capable of shape-shifting.
Yeah. It's believed that it could be a hoax based on the popularity of something that happened the same year, which was the beginning of Mothman.
Hey, man. You know the rules about mentioning Mothman on this podcast. Once every 10 episodes.
I was going to say, we skirt around it forever.
For a minute.
The other possibility is that he is connected to the Men in Black.
Of course, dude.
Which is where part 2 of this podcast begins, as we are going to talk about the Men in Black.
All right, this isn't hey, if you're a child, turn this off. Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yes.
All right. So, there's a movie in 1998.
No!
Starring Tommy Lee Jones now.
Yeah, of course. Someone in chat, Will Smith?
Yeah. Men in Black, sometimes abbreviated by the acronym MIB, coined by John Keel, are strangers dressed in black suits, sometimes reportedly wearing black Kevlar vests and black helmets over said suits, who threaten UFO witnesses with silence.
Wait, did you say Kevlar helmets?
Kevlar and helmets. It's poorly worded in this thing that I have.
Wait, why would they be wearing helmets?
If they're on a motorcycle, I don't know.
Dude, the Men in Black sound fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They just pull up on a Harley
and
they say, forget it, or I'm going to torture and kill your wife. And then motorcycle noises.
They also harass witnesses to other paranormal events to keep them quiet about what they've seen.
Hey, man, what if we go too far? Have we thought about that?
I think that's the real goal.
We need to have a plan.
That's the real goal, is to go too far.
All right, I'm gonna convince Jake to come on this podcast, and we're gonna lay out a whole plan.
Yeah.
Wait, why would we make it an episode?
We can't make it an episode.
It'll be a secret episode for when we inevitably make a Patreon. It'll be behind a paywall.
Yeah, paywall episode. That way the Men in Black have to pay $5 to hear it. Yeah.
Sir, the Mothman guys, they've made a plan. They know we're coming. Well, what's their plan? Do we know it? No, sir. It's behind a paywall. Well, what is it? $5 a month, and we get a cool pin. We just don't have that in our budget.
We can't expense that.
We don't have that in our budget. Darren Berger. That's right. He flipped.
Some reports also mentioned that they guard private areas in the Appalachian mountain chain.
Whoa.
Yeah. A little description here.
The Appalachian Mountains, they're big rocks.
Yeah, yep.
With trees and bears and snow.
But what, black bears, so you can scare them off.
Very long.
You want to, when you come across a black bear, you want to make yourself as big as possible because you want to scare those away.
Don't listen to him. If you see a black bear,
if it's a
start
brown
yoinking
bear,
it. If they're scared of intimacy.
If it's a brown bear, you wanna play dead. Or back away slowly, depending on how it's looking at you.
I'm going to be honest with you. If I see a bear, the last thing I am doing is laying down and making myself vulnerable.
Men in Black usually travel in a group of 3 and drive black vehicles. Most reports are cars, but some reports mention SUVs.
But no reports of motorcycles.
No, not. I don't know. It has to be the helmets, right?
That's what I'm saying. If not motorcycles, then why the helmets?
They show strange or otherworldly behaviors, such as trying to drink Jell-O or not knowing what a ballpoint pen is.
Hey, to be fair, though, on that first one, sometimes I think I can.
Yeah.
Sometimes I really just try to slurp some Jell-O up. And it never works.
Right in the back of the throat.
Yeah. Go ahead, make that noise on our podcast.
Yeah. One woman claimed that the Men in Black took part of her memory.
Mm-hmm.
The Men in Black were seen after the Mothman sightings and the Dover Demon sightings.
I've got a hey. There's gonna be a slight Dover Demon connection in the next episode.
Interesting. That's convenient.
Very small, but worth mentioning.
They told witnesses of both of these creatures not to talk about their experiences.
Of course not.
And also, female MIB agents are rarely seen. I got some modern accounts, which isn't that modern. It's 40s. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I would not call that modern at all.
I don't know why they said that it was modern on this. But this is about, in 1947, Harold Dahl claimed to have been warned not to talk about his alleged UFO sighting on Maury Island by a man in a dark suit. When the skunk ape phenomenon was popular, a group investigating him had their hair sample stolen from them by 2 men in sunglasses and dark suits driving a black sedan. In the mid-1950s, UFOologist Albert Bender claimed that he was visited by men in dark suits who threatened and warned him not to continue investigating UFOs. Bender believed the Men in Black were secret government agents tasked with suppressing evidence of UFOs. The late UFOologist John Keel claimed to have encounters with Men in Black and referred to them as demonic supernaturals with dark skin and or exotic facial features. According to UFOologist Jerome Clark, the reports of Men in Black represent experiences that, quote, don't seem to have occurred in the world of... what is he trying to say here? Don't seem to have occurred in the world of consensus reality.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. I guess that means like that's not a normal occurrence. So every now and then I'm like copy and pasting and I'm missing something and I'm not Google searching my words as much as I should. So obviously the explanations are that they are
aliens.
They are government agents.
Secret government agents that are aliens.
cyborgs
Yeah.
that are sent to Earth to hush alien evidence.
And big fans of Jello.
And Will Smith. You know, in that third movie, it turned out Kay raised Will Smith's character. It's crazy. Josh Brolin did a fantastic job in imitating Tommy Lee Jones in that movie. Men in Black's good. I didn't see the new one. Yeah, I heard it wasn't good.
I thought the third one was the new one.
No, Men in Black International with
That's the
Chris Hemsworth
right?
and what's her Valkyrie from Thor.
Yeah. But I've only seen the first two. I haven't seen the third one.
The third one came out like a decade after the second one. I was
Welcome to our
senior
Men in
in high
Black
school, I think.
podcast, I guess.
That's all I have. That's it for me.
No, go ahead. Give us your review of all three movies.
The first one's the best one.
I mean, obviously.
The second one is fun. You can stop there. You don't have to, but you can stop there easily. And you'll be totally fine. The cartoon was okay.
There was a cartoon?
Yeah. There was that.
Was it on the Cartoon Network you watched as a child?
I think it was on Disney.
Oh,
No. It was that and the Godzilla 98 cartoon. Because those are from the same era. Those movies came out the same year.
Interesting. I've been having a craving for Godzilla. I know you're the man
Welcome
to
to our
talk
new
to.
Godzilla podcast.
I mean,
That's a Casey podcast right there.
Yeah.
We gotta bring Casey in on that one.
we need to bring Casey in for our Halo 3
Yeah.
gameplay as well.
Yeah, we gotta do that.
I was trying to remember there was something else that we needed Casey for. All right, so that's all you got.
That's all I've got. Do we
well,
wanna, yeah.
you know what time it is. We need secondary music for the Fight Club.
Yeah.
I've got no clue what it would even be.
I have a real rocky guitar riff with drums that I used to use for an old podcast.
No recycling.
Okay. I'll make new music, I guess.
No, I'll find something.
Because I've made every one of the musics that we've used for everything across this YouTube channel's history.
A very long, very tenured history.
2012, 2012
lot of turnover.
baby. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are not allowed to be on this channel anymore.
Oh, man. This is really... Look, I'm not doxing anyone. I'm not talking trash on anyone. I think you and I have become the main two appearances on this channel.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, we wanted to, during COVID especially, we limited the amount of people coming.
All right. So, Fight Club time.
Oh, wait, before we get to Fight Club.
Okay.
Was the person under your house?
No news.
No news?
No news.
Okay.
I'm going there tomorrow.
The one of the people I work with started listening at that episode and just like, this is what I want to know about now.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Granted, there'll be like a 2-week waiting period.
Yeah.
I'll get some news tomorrow.
All right.
Because I'm going over there. I'll like sneak away from the group. Just kind of put my ear to the ground.
Yeah.
See if I hear him around in there. I'd like to say I'd do something like I'd go underneath the house.
No.
Dude. That's not for me.
Fair enough. All right, Fight Club.
Fair enough, dude.
Fight Club.
Indrid Cole, hard to say.
Yeah.
Because he
kind of
maybe
creepy.
he's an alien.
Maybe kind of just a passive observer as far as he did chase those kids.
Yeah, so he is kind of a bully.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Your cold open started with him. I really thought you were about to do an episode on Slenderman.
Yeah, right? That's where that comes from. Oh. That and there are aliens in XCOM that are the exact same thing. No face, men in black suits.
Wow.
Tall men is what they're called. And that's Slenderman came from those two sources. Yeah.
Wow. This really is an educational podcast.
I'm gonna pull up a picture of a tall man from XCOM.
All right, I'm gonna try and figure out. If Indrid Cole is an alien, obviously there's no way to. Oh, that was offsides. There's no way to decide who he could beat because we don't know his powers. If he's just a dude, though.
Thin Man, excuse me. Thin Man.
Okay. If he's just a dude pretending to be something, he is at the absolute bottom of this list.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've been clear enough on that. Men are at the bottom of the food chain. Could I punch this cat behind me? Yes. Will I? No. But I could. I'm not about to punch some dude named Indrid Cold. I don't like that at all.
Isn't that unsettling?
Yeah, wait, let me see it again.
Because it's like he's got a big old head. Just like that.
I was trying to think. He looks like someone, but I can't figure out who.
They've got him pictured here with the bad guys from The Matrix.
Hey, I've never seen The Matrix.
The Matrix is good. First one's good.
They're making a new one.
They are.
Men in Black, kind of the same thing, because we don't know if they're just people. Bottom of the list. If they're aliens, possibly the top.
Yeah.
But no real way to tell. Possibly one of our most anticlimactic episodes
Fight Clubs,
of
yeah.
Fight Club yet. Other than Caddy. Because Caddy, we're just like, nothing to fight it.
Yeah, we still got to find something to fight Caddy.
I'll look into it. I was trying to think. I had something that... But never mind. Whatever. I'd like to thank Coralie. Username is at LYCHAN_ on Twitter. She designed our lovely artwork for us.
Absolutely. Wonderful.
I still continue to forget to check if her commissions are still open.
Yeah.
But you can find her. She's one of, I believe, the 5 accounts we follow on Twitter. So just go through there. Check it out.
Yeah.
And, of course, you can get to our Twitter by going to @Mothman Podcast. You can email us at themothmanpodcast@gmail.com. You can find me personally on Twitter at Baby Mothman, although there's probably a change coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
I've been sitting on Baby Mothman for a minute.
Corey Flounder.
This is a Corey Flounder. We talked about that on the last one, didn't we?
I think so.
Man, that dude messed my name up so bad. Where can we find you at on Twitter?
I am at LEVIS Carver.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Not like George Washington Carver,
No. Not like George. Peanuts are okay.
I like peanuts.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Anything for you? All right. Good
Nothing
to know.
from the cat. And just a reminder, as of now, we do not do anything related to airlines. That can change in the future.
I was about to say we might run into some like doing UFO stuff that will require us to do.
I mean, probably
air battles.
And air battles.
Yeah, we got to have the UFOs fight.
Oh, I thought you were meaning that we were going to cover UFOs dog fighting, like commercial airliners.
Yeah, absolutely that. No, yours sounds way better.
I'm trying to think. So this will obviously, and I think we've talked about this before on here, but this will obviously turn into something a lot broader than just cryptids. Yeah, because I mean, there's a limited number of them. This will become a supernatural fan podcast. A little behind there.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about Castiel? So yeah, that's I'm Zachary.
I'm Levi.
This has been My Neighbor Mothman. Don't go under your house.
That's what I was waiting for.
Lock your windows. Oh, I thought of another one. Don't go outside. Oh no, don't turn it off yet.
Turn it off.
Yeah, don't turn it off yet. Oh no. I forgot.
Sorry, I pushed the button.
Turn it off.
Maybe we'll remember the next one.
Thanks for being in chat.